Hello and welcome to the first Employee Recognition Ceremony for 2014. I am Joanne Swenson, Chair of the Employee Recognition Committee. Our committee has been in existence since 1997 and was formed to initiate and coordinate an Employee Achievement Award program to reward city employees for a job well done. Currently, our 11 members are employed from various city departments. I would like to thank the committee members for their year-long efforts to the committee. Our members not only put on this ceremony and provide the refreshments for you, but they also attend monthly meetings and review Service Number 1, Hats Off, and Kudo Award nominations. Please join me in thanking the Employee Recognition Committee members, Agnieszka Brooks and Sharon Simerick, Sue Holmer, Helene Neal, Captain Rob Nugent, Marcy Reedy, Rachel Smith, Kim Tyre, India Williams, and Joya Rose. We have a lot of employees to recognize today, so to ensure a smooth running ceremony, the committee and I ask that everyone be sure their cell phones are turned off or at least put on silent, and that our presenters limit their comments to 1 to 2 minutes. I would like to begin the ceremony by thanking all the employees that are receiving awards today, even those not in attendance, for their years of service. These employees would not be here today if it were not for the decades of support they received from their friends and their family. To our employees receiving awards today, when your name is called, please bring your friends and family with you to the podium so they may be recognized alongside with you. We ask that you stand on the line to the left of the podium when you receive your plaque. The city senior staff joining us for the ceremony today are Deputy Mayor Dr. Kanika Tomlin, Chief of Staff Kevin King, City Manager Gary Cornwell. We also have with us in the audience Chief Large, Interim Chief Decay, and Administrator Mike Connors. I would now like to introduce our new Deputy Mayor, Dr. Kanika Tomlin.
Good morning. I'd like to introduce Council Chair Bill Dudley. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Kanika Tomlin, honored to be the Deputy Mayor of this wonderful city of St. Petersburg. It's our 27th day on the job, counting weekends, and so this is a fantastic opportunity early in our administration's work. The mayor has a vision for our city. He wants it to be a vibrant city of opportunity where the sun shines on everyone who comes to live, work, and play. And although the clouds are out today and forecast calls for rain, I'd say it's definitely a day where the sun is shining on St. Petersburg as we have the opportunity to honor your hard work, service, and commitment. You know, it's a rarefied distinction to have decades of service in today's economy and today's society. And that is very much appreciated by the mayor, myself, and the entire city's leadership team. It's a reflection of commitment and hard work and passion. So we thank you for your service. We thank you for what you do every day. People have asked us the highlights that we were surprised to find when we came into office and the challenges. And we've been telling them that we're not surprised, but the highlight is definitely the people who serve the city so well with so much honor. We thank you for your service. We thank you for all that you do. Want to recognize our city's leadership that's here, because the leadership definitely sets the course for the direction of the city. And while we know we have lots of work ahead of us, we know it's full of opportunity because we have a leadership team that is ready to take on the task with sincerity. So all of the leaders in our audience, could you please just stand up and let us recognize you today? All of our department heads and leadership. Thank you for all that you do. The mayor and I thank you again. We look forward to meeting all of you and working closely with you. If there's some part of your job that we can be helpful with, learn more about what you do, please invite us out. We'll be there. We're here to serve you as you serve our great city every day. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to begin our ceremony today with the presentation of Service Number 1 awards. And we actually have 3 awards that are going out. One is to a fire crew, and then we have 2 individual awards. So our first award is going to St. Pete Fire and Rescue. The following individuals responded to a call, and a letter was sent to the committee from Mr. Matthew Zalatel. And for those of you who remember, the end of September, there was a vehicle crash up on 77th Avenue North and 16th Street North, in which 5 vehicles were involved. 2 of the 5 ended up in Turner's Creek, one of which was overturned. There was an after-school karate bus with 11 kids aboard, and Mr. Zalatel's wife and daughter did not require transport, nor did the kids on the bus, but they were all involved in this accident. He wrote a letter stating that the prompt and professional care rendered by Station 7B, specifically members Lieutenant Curtis Hardy, firefighter paramedics Mike Hamilton, Ian Van Aken, and Corey Wagner, firefighter EMTs Alan Nieves, Hugh Forsyth, District Chief Alan Rossetti, and Assistant Fire Chief Bob Bassett were involved, and if they are here today, we'd like them to come forward. We have a Service Number 1 pin to give them, as well as a thank you card. Our next award is going to go to Cheryl Aldridge with our Procurement and Supply Management Division. Is Cheryl with us today? A letter was sent to the committee from her director, Louis Moore. It said, I hereby nominate Cheryl Aldridge for outstanding service for redesigning the procurement department's internet site, updating all of the procurement and supply management documents, training internal customers, and working on the continued development of iSupplier. Cheryl has also prepared and submitted the application for the Award for Excellence in Procurement and Pareto Awards. During the past 6 months, Cheryl has rewritten the P-Card program guide and conducted a lunch and learn to train all department representatives of the changes made to the P-Card program. She also assisted in the revision of the department's administrative policies and the procurement and supply management policies and procedures. Additionally, she helped with the centralization of accounts payable, setting up supplier by e-payables, and the launch of the ACH payment to suppliers. Cheryl assisted in the redesign of the department's internet portal, which provides procurement information to internal customers. And Cheryl was instrumental in helping the department win the Pareto Award for Excellence in Procurement for the 2nd time in 5 years. Congratulations, Cheryl. And our last Service Number 1 award goes to Don Enge, also with your Procurement and Supply Department. Is Don with us today? Don's letter was also submitted by his director, Louis Moore. I hereby nominate Don Enge, CPPB, for outstanding service for redesigning the procurement department's internet site and developing the sourcing and vendor registration training videos. Earlier this year, procurement launched the e-business sourcing module. Don scripted and narrated the steps needed for a supplier to successfully receive and respond to electronic questions. Dawn also redesigned the department's internet portal that provides day-to-day information to internal customers who need to navigate the procure-to-pay process. This was a major undertaking. The internet site contains a great deal of procurement documents, including iProcurement manuals, flowcharts, warehouse catalog, P-card manuals, and forms, procurement administration policies, and directives. Also included on the internet site are procurement's internal documents and templates for preparing both bids, quotes, and proposals. The internet site also provides internal customers with procurement forms such as a sole source, vendor complaint, and vendor registration. Also on the site are active city blanket purchase agreements, the state and federal list of debarred, suspended, and convicted vendors. The value of this site helps the department effectively communicate with procurement's internal customers. Congratulations, Dawn.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we're going to move on to the service awards. The first department presenting awards today is going to be for billing and collections, and Gary Cornwell is actually going to come up and present the award for Tammy Jerome.
Good morning. I'm here today to honor Tammy Jerome for 25 years of service with the city. Tammy is our billing and collections director. And billing and collections is one of those departments that you don't hear that name a whole lot. I don't know if that makes Tammy happy or sad. You hear police a lot, you hear parks and rec a lot, water resources. You don't hear billing and collections a lot. But it's actually one of the most important departments in the city because it is exactly what it says. They bill for many, many of our services, including all of our utilities, and they also collect and process all the revenues that come into the city, even though it may not come in through their department. So the money may come into Parks and Rec through their programs, it may come in through the pools, could come in virtually anywhere, but that money passes through Tammy's department and gets deposited into the city's coffers. And they also go and try to collect on delinquent bills. They're the ones that issue the liens, not a happy subject, on properties that haven't paid their bills. And they also have all the central cashiers. So although you don't hear much about them, this department to the public in many cases is the city of St. Petersburg, because people come down all the time, pay their water bills. If they have a dispute with their water bill, if they're paying their parking tickets, they're down in the same area, we collect the money. So there's a lot of interface with the public. And just to give you an idea, and I have to pull my glasses out unfortunately, but beyond the city of St. Petersburg, billing and collection also does some things for some other municipalities. The department reads meters and bills, sends out bills for over 1 million customers and brings in roughly $156 million in revenue. And that's a huge number. They process 500,000 calls a year in the customer service center. And we also, how we get $156 million, we also, it'd be nice if the city got all that, but no. They also bill for Pinellas County, South Pasadena, St. Petersburg Beach, and Kenneth City. So they have a far reach. Department is, again, not many people have heard about it, but they have around 90 employees, so this is a big department. All that said, onto the business at hand. I have known Tammy for her entire career with the city. From the time she started in the audit department, she actually came here from Safety Harbor. She was a senior auditor with the city of Safety Harbor for 3 years before she decided to move to the big city. Came to St. Petersburg, initially started in the internal audit department as an auditor and then a senior auditor, worked about 15 years in the audit department, and then actually moved on to be a customer service manager in billing and collections. And kind of a unique perspective, she changed departments and moved to a totally different job, but by virtue of being an auditor, Tammy had audited that department several times and therefore was extremely familiar with their operations and even familiar with some of the things that maybe needed to be changed, needed to be done, where the problems lie. So an excellent opportunity for the city as well as for Tammy when she moved over there. In 2011, she became the Billing and Collections Director, which is the position she still holds today. As I said, I've run through all the things the department does. Obviously, with all that type of billing and those huge number of accounts and money coming in, a huge part of this is also the computer operations. And everybody in ICS department is very familiar with Tammy. She spends an enormous amount of time working on those systems, upgrading them, looking for efficiencies, and actually is very, very computer literate and very good at looking at computer processes and the individual payment processes to intertwine the two. She's been on one of the elected members to the Employees Retirement System Pension Board since 2007. Again, I also serve on that board, so I've been serving with Tammy in that capacity for 7 years. And she has been married to her husband, Brian, for 24 years. They have a son, Evan, who just graduated from Florida State University. This makes me feel old. I said I've known Tammy all the time. I remember when she got married. I remember when she had her son, and I can't believe he's graduated from college already. One of the things she said here, and you'd never know this to look at her, but I find it admirable, because a lot of us can't look like that and have this, but she says she avoids exercise of any kind. My kind of person, but I would not look like that if I avoided exercise of any kind. She does love boating and college football, also two things that I very much appreciate. So with that, I'd like you to join me in thanking Tammy for 25 years of service.
And one of the main reasons for me being here today is the fact that I have the privilege of congratulating two young men in our field operations division who are also getting their 20-year awards today. And we'll start with John Dahl. John, if you and your son would like to come up. John began his career with the city as a laborer in the stormwater department, and a short time later he transferred to water resources, where he worked for 12 years in the positions of water resource technician and wastewater treatment plant operator. We managed to steal him from them about 6.5 years ago, and he served in the capacity of account representative in the field operations division, activating and terminating service to utility account meters. I've never seen him without a smile on his face, and he is always the very first to volunteer for any job we have. To say that he is the most easygoing of the team is a drastic understatement. John has a sense of calm in an environment that is anything but that, and while the customer request turn-ons are the easy part of the job, the non-payment lock-offs can be anything but pleasant. John has 2 children. His son, John Jr., who is currently pursuing his medical degree in orthopedics at FSU's medical school, and his 4-legged son, Milo, his Boston Terrier. John is a fantastic cook and very much loves the outdoors. His favorites are camping, beach volleyball, and fishing in the Gulf. And when pressed for, where do you go exactly, what kind of fish do you catch, how big are they, he shared that was a fisherman's secret and he wasn't telling. So with that, please join me in congratulating John for 20 years with the city. The next young man receiving his 20-year award is Robert Evans. Robert, would you and your family like to come up? Rob has spent his city career in the Billing and Collections Department, first as a meter reader, then promoted to account representative, and has served in that capacity over the last 17 years. Over those years, he's trained numerous coworkers as well as several supervisors, and has always presented himself as a true professional. Rob's peers definitely look to him for assistance and advice. He is the go-to guy in field operations. Rob has been married to his lovely wife Loretta for 18 years, and we did have Rob verify that by looking at his marriage certificate because he wasn't quite sure. He thought it was 18, and because she was going to be here, it was probably just a good idea that we confirm that. They have 4 children, Kashina, Jerome, Adrika, and Jessica, and are the proud grandparents of 10. Away from work, Rob is very involved in the community. He serves as a youth mentor at the New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church and volunteers at his grandson's Boy Scout troop. He is not only a singer and guitar player in a gospel band, the Mighty Sons of Zion, which includes his father, brother, and uncles. He's also the band's manager, sound writer, and producer. And with a little encouragement, he might even be willing to serenade us with a special tune this morning. No go on that? Okay.
Pay for that.
Okay. He loves spending quality time with his family and enjoys fishing at Bay Vista. Please join me in congratulating Robert on 20 years with the city.
I'd like to welcome Councilmember Newton, who was able to join us today. Councilmember, thank you for coming. The next city department we're going to be recognizing is our Parks and Rec department. So Phil Whitehouse, if you'd like to come up.
Thank you very much. Freddie, can you come up and join us, please? Bring your family up here with you. Thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure here to recognize Freddie Washington for his 40-year service award. He's here today with his... Thank you. He's here today with his wife Alberta and his lovely family. And as I said, 40 years of service for Freddie. We go back a long ways. Actually went down to Hurricane Andrew. Freddie volunteered to go down there and support the cleanup process in Miami. Did that on his own without being pushed into doing it. He came to us and said, I'd like to go down and help out. Tells you a little bit about the type of guy that Freddie is. Fred's been with the department for the entire 40 years. He is an equipment operator 2 in our construction operations section. And he's primarily known for the individual that moves our showmobile, our portable bleachers, our testmobile, all of the equipment that we have in the city that goes out for very special events. And it sounds like a fairly simple task, but I have to point out to you, sometime go down there and check out where these things are located. When you see the parades and you see the various events that are down there, look at where the bleachers have been placed and try to figure out how you would get one in there with a dump truck. Freddie has been tasked with some of the most unusual challenges in getting these bleachers in certain areas. One of the most recent is we had a graduation ceremony out at Stetson College, and he had to go out there. Nobody realized that where they wanted these placed was inside an arena that actually had some arches, and it was so tight that he had to lower the air pressure in the tires to get the thing down low enough so he could get the truck through there with the bleachers. So pretty amazing operator here we have. We're going to really have to struggle if he decides he's ever going to leave us. He's received numerous outstanding performance awards. He's been given special thanks from our special programs department. He has his Class A license, obviously, and a number of other certifications. He loves to work with the youth in his areas, volunteering with the sports groups. One of the things he does on an annual basis, he works with the Weed and Seed program, and they have a large barbecue, and Freddie is up basically half the night helping to cook and getting the grills going and everything. It's always a pleasure to have him work the event. He enjoys playing dominoes with his friends, going fishing, and spending time with his family. He enjoys working with his coworkers. That's one thing you don't always hear, and it's always a pleasure. He's always there, he's always quiet, he's always got a smile on his face, and he never refuses to do a difficult task. It's been a real pleasure for me to know Freddie over the years, and certainly to congratulate him on his 40 years, and I'm hoping I get a few more out of him. So, congratulations, Freddie. Please join me in thanking him.
Our next award is also from Parks and Recreation. If I could have Rick Kraft come on up.
Good morning. I'm Rick Kraft, Parks and Recreation Superintendent, and I'd like to invite Adrian Sherrard to come up. Is your brother with you? There he is.
Hooray for Miss A. I see.
I'd like to introduce Adrian Sherrard. She is a youth development worker with our TASCO teen programs, and if you look behind you, she's well supported by her peers. She's here to receive her 20-year award. Adrian came to us at the tennis center, which used to be run by the city 20 years ago, and she worked there for, I think, 10 or 11 years before we transferred that over to private as a private-run entity and got accepted by TASCO with open arms, she says, and very welcoming to her, and she's loved every minute of it ever since. Adrian works with our teen technology program. She goes and picks up the kids every evening and brings them back to the technology center at Huggins, and they do all sorts of things from TV, television studios, to building computers, to writing. They used to write magazines. She worked for Impressions Teen Magazine that's where her first duty was. And she really loves working with teens and loves that job. What she loves most about working for the city is the impact she has with the children, and when she sees them years later as they've aged out of our program and she sees them in public, what they say that the impact that she has had on their lives and what she's done with them in the TASCO programs. She also works for Pinellas County Schools full-time, and she does the city work part-time after she gets done with that. So she puts in long days every day for us. Her fun activities she likes to do, she loves to cruise, and she loves to have gatherings and have a lot of fun doing those kind of things. Her brother's here, Heron, to help her with the award, so thank you, and please congratulate Adrian for 20 years of service. All right, next I'd like to invite up Jose Cruz. to introduce Jose Cruz. He's a maintenance worker 2 at our Shore Acres Recreation Center, receiving his 20-year award. Jose came to us at Azalea Adult Center 20 years ago as a maintenance worker 1. Since then, he's been promoted to maintenance worker 2. He worked at the adult centers for, I don't know, 8, 9 years. And then moved over to the recreation centers where there's a little more traffic and a little more childhood cleanup to go on with the snacks and the lunches and the number of children that we see every day in our recreation centers. Jose has received an outstanding service award with our department for the work that he does. And one thing I found interesting when looking at Jose and what he wrote is, he's a Hall of Fame inductee. Hall of Fame, he's in the Stickball Hall of Fame in New York. He was an inductee in 2008, was it? So, and I went on the Stickball Hall of Fame website and looked, and there it is. There's his name right there. And so it's a passion of Jose's. He's brought stickball, which is it's sort of like a baseball game played in New York City with a broomstick and a little ball, but he's brought that to the recreation department. He's run numerous leagues for our kids. Even, I think...
major tournament.
Yep, he's run tournaments. Mayor Fisher asked him to run a tournament at North Shore Park years ago, which he did, and brought national attention to the city. Jose, before coming to the city, was involved in his own business, Cruz Cleaning, and Jose specializes in cleaning, especially floors for us. We have a lot of VCT floors at our facilities, and Jose was very instrumental in making sure and training some of our other staff to make sure they always look good, despite the high traffic. Jose is here with his wife, Carmen, and their grandson. So please congratulate Jose for 20 years of service with us.
The next city department that's going to be recognized will be our engineering department. Tom Gibson, if you could come on up.
We're here today to recognize Sandra Martin for her 30 years of service. Sandra, would you come forward, please? Sandra is one of our many dedicated school crossing guards who guide students and help students cross busy intersections and crosswalks throughout the city. She is currently assigned to New Heights Elementary School and crosses children at 38th Avenue North and 37th Street. Her previous post was at Medellin Middle School, 16th Street North and 54th Avenue. And as you know, the Engineering and Capital Improvements Department administers the School Crossing Guard program. We have 75 school crossing guards at 57 locations citywide, serving 36 elementary and middle schools. Sandra loves being outside, and she loves her work as a school guard and helping kids. She has previously been commended for her efforts to help a lost and confused child get to a place of safety. In addition to her work as a school crossing guard, she also works in food service at New Heights Elementary School. She enjoys getting outside, and she loves doing yard work at home. Sandra is a grandmother, and she has a daughter, Tamara. I don't know if she's here today.
No, she wasn't.
She's not. So let's all congratulate Sandra on 30 years of service.
The next city department that will be recognized is sanitation. If I could have Ben Shirley come forward.
I was about to be sitting here and like, oh, what are you finna do now? Good morning. I have Jeffrey Thompson here. And I had the pleasure of meeting his mom when he first came in, and he introduced me, and the first thing she said, a great son, a great son, great son. I said, you know, I want to say, I see him every day. But Jeffrey is here to celebrate 20 years of service. And it's sort of ironic when we told Jeffrey that he was coming down that I got 2 letters from Broadwater talking about what a great driver he is. And sort of surprised me, then it didn't, because this one tell about the lady speaks of her neighbor had a container that was overloaded. And Jeffrey got out, picked all the trash and debris up off the ground, and the people wasn't even home. I said, wow, Jim. The next lady wrote a letter saying how cheerful he makes them feel. I was sort of wondering what he was doing at. But anyways, Jeffrey has started working in the Environmental Sanitation Department, the brush site and brush, and progressed from there to a specialist in residential section. He was the employee of the month, high school graduate, and in our break room, we have a senior table. Have to be there 30 years to sit at the table. He is inspiring. He had 20 now. I probably never see him get to the 30-year table. But and he sits there, and every morning, everybody comes in that sits down to the 30-year table, his motto is, all rise for the table. But Jeffrey is a great worker. He's have no humor in the break room to anyone. He makes everybody laugh. He makes it all seem like a family. Everybody come to work. And he has an ideal for me every day. 4 days a week, he'll say, I got an idea for you. And I say, what it is this time, Jeff? But he loves to play basketball at one time.
At one time.
At one time, he was a great basketball player. And his mother, Ann, here. I'd like for you all to help me welcome and congratulate Jeffrey Thomas.
Next up will be our fire department. Chief Large, if you could come to the podium.
Good morning. My name is Jim Large, and I'm still your fire chief. And I'm extremely honored to have that. So with that, I have 3 people. Well, let me tell you, I'm a little out of sorts this morning, and I've never done one of these without Chuck. And Chuck's gone, and I'm lost. I don't know what I'm going to do. We've always picked on each other, and I tried to pick on Dave, but if you know Dave, there's just nothing you can pick on. I mean, he's just a great guy, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and go right into the 3 individuals that we have here today that we want to recognize. And first, I'd like to bring up John Pearl. John's coming up. John was hired in November of 1983. He's currently assigned to our John, there's a rule here. You got to stand on that tape. He was assigned to the tape. He was assigned to the Lake Pasadena Fire Station number 9. It's at 475 66th Street North. He's married to his wife, Dora, who is a retired St. Pete Fire and Rescue firefighter. And he has one son, whose name is? Christopher. His department activities, he's state and county certified EMT, he's certified engine operator, certified ladder truck driver, and he's been very involved in our local 747 union for many years. His outside activities, he is an amateur radio ham operator. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Okay. What's your breaker?
Oh, W4ABC.
Oh, W4ABC for those other amateur operators out there. He is a bullseye target pistol shooter as a hobby as well. And he explained that's just stand at the line, point, and shoot at the bullseye. It's very, very good. So John is one of those veterans that we count on to mentor our new firefighters and show them the way. He's done a great job of that for many years, and we appreciate John's service. Please join me in congratulating John Pearl. And that's 30 years of service, by the way. Okay, next up, Lieutenant Mike Buford. Good job, good job. Okay, this doesn't tell me what day you were hired. December 9th, 83. Okay, Mike also came on in 1983, has 30 years of service. Mike was promoted to lieutenant in July of 97. 30 years of service, yeah. I can't do the math that quick up here. 17. He's married to his wife, Jacqueline, has a daughter, Monique, that's 15 years old, and a son, Matthew, that's 13 years old. Welcome to my world. I have two the same age.
Late starter.
Yeah, it's rough. Too many to list. His awards and commendations, he says. He has too many to list. He's very humble. He has a bachelor's degree in organizational behavior with Trek in Public Administration from Eckerd College. His department activities, he's been a member of our water rescue team for over 15 years. He's a certified fire safety inspector, a rescue diver, and an engine operator. His most memorable work moment was the Concord fire, the Chevron gas station fire, the mid-air plane collision in Tampa Bay, the tanker fire, this is the most memorable one, the tanker fire on I-375, the rescuing a jumper from the Skyway and found a missing toddler off Spa Beach. And then he put, et cetera, et cetera. So he's an active member of the Indian Rocks Baptist Church. His outside hobbies are boating, fishing, and golf. Please join me in congratulating Lieutenant Mike Buford on 30 years of service. Okay, next up is our Division Chief of Training, Joe Bruni. With Joe is his wife, Tammy. Joe was hired in 1988. He was promoted to lieutenant in October 1994. He was promoted to captain in February of 2000. And he was promoted to training division chief in September of 2009. As I mentioned, he's married to his lovely wife, Tammy. He has a daughter, Melanie, who's 31, a daughter, Autumn, who's 25, granddaughter, Mara, age 3, and a grandson, Nathan, age 1. His awards and commendations, he was the EMT of the Year in 1992. He was the Fire Officer of the Year in 1997. He won the Hats Off Award in 1998. He has a degree from Troy State University. It's a master's in education with a minor in public administration. He is a published author of a textbook called Occupational Health and Safety for the Fire Service. He's a member of the Honor Guard. He's an instructor for Pinellas County Officer Development Program, and he's a past member of the Department's Technical Rescue Team. Certification: State Certified EMT, State Fire Officer 1, State Fire Instructor 3, State Live Fire Instructor 1. His most memorable work moment: the continued support of my office system specialist while she battled cancer during her career and after her retirement. Community involvement: member of Praise Cathedral Church of God, where he's a drummer on the church worship team. His hobbies outside are growing and nurturing bonsai trees, and yeah, that's right.
Go figure, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been over to his house and I've seen the bonsai forest. You walk through it. He's got it is amazing what he's got there. It's great. He's a drummer for the Ludwig Band. Now remember that name, because he's been telling me for 25 years they're going to make it. And his additional information he'd like to share: it's been my pleasure to work for the city for the last 25 years. I want to add something about Joe. As we do a great job with prevention, which means fires are down. But when fires go down, our ability to stay, kind of in the OJT, I guess you'd say, isn't there. So training is our #1 safety tool, without a doubt. And we train 2 hours a day, every day. And Joe's our training chief because he has a passion. Unlike anybody you'll meet when it comes to training. And he has a passion for firefighter safety. He constantly strives to find the best innovation, the best technology, the best methods, everything to keep our firefighters safe and to be able to go in and do the job that they need to do safely, return to the station. The national level, we have a motto that everybody goes home. And Joe's embraced that model. He's done a tremendous job with the training division in these since '09. I'm extremely proud and pleased to have him as a division chief of training. And please join me in congratulating Chief Joe Bruni on 25 years of service. Only just a minute. I just want to add something. The deputy mayor said it best. And, she talked about recognizing that people are such the #1 asset of this organization. But what I would tell you is it goes a little deeper than that as well. And the mayor talked about it in his opening presentations to us about the importance of family. And I just want to stress that, this is a family as well, this city, this group right here. And if you ever question that, have the paper start writing articles about you, and you'll find out what the family is. And so I want to say thank you to all the people that have reached out to me from this family over the last, since December, I think it was. I know some of you tried to get a hold of me, and I was off on swap, but I did get the message, and I appreciate it. But it's true. I'm joking, but it's true. Tremendous amount of phone calls, support from people that I've got to know in my short 40 years next month. And again, I can't say thank you enough, and I mean that from my heart. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Lord. Next city department that's up is our Water Resources Department. Steve Levitt, if you could come to the podium, please.
Good morning. I'm not Steve Levitt, but I bring you greetings on behalf of the director. He sends his regards He's under the weather as like many other people in the city. So my name's Dwight Wilson. I'm the assistant director, and it's an honor to recognize 345 years of service with our 11 employees that will be honored today. With that, if I can get the manager from Water Collection Maintenance, Lane Longley, to come up and join me. Lane really wanted to recognize these first two recipients. They're very special to him, so I'll turn the podium over to Lane.
I'd like to ask John Stanton to come up, please. John's our wastewater technical services coordinator over here on the tape, John. John's been with us for 20 years. Started with the city actually as an automotive machinist up at Fleet. He then moved to our service center down, which is the building where they do all the maintenance on our equipment. And we saw some talent there and managed to convince him to come over to our side of the fence, which has worked out extremely well for us. 2005, John became a foreman, and then more recently in 2011, he was promoted to coordinator. John's twice been named the Region 4 Operator of the Year for Collection Systems by the FWMPCOA. He's been an officer in that organization here regionally. He's taught the short school along with many of the other volunteers from my division. But it's extremely important in our industry that we have good instructors for this organization, because they do teach statewide the best practices for what we do. It has contributed greatly to our ability to make our collection system an award-winning system, and our staff is the reason that that has happened. Among his memorable moments, he listed a few. One was a Central Avenue project back in 1990, right around 1998 or so, 97, 98, where we dug up Central Avenue and replaced the sewer system right down the main drag of town. And he's also done major projects along 22nd Avenue South, among others. When he's not at work, John loves spending time with his 13-year-old daughter. They go camping, they go to Weeki Wachee, they go to the beach, they go riding their bicycles off-road, and he loves to go to Rays games, and he knows I'm a baseball fan, so we spend a lot of time talking about baseball. John has been a great asset to our division and our department, and I want you all to thank John for his 20 years of service. Thank you, John. Next, I'd like to ask Corey Jackson to come up, please. Corey is also here to celebrate 20 years of service with the city. A very recent promotion to foreman, and one that I'm extremely proud of. Corey has done projects all over the city, and some of those extremely complicated, deeper digs under the direction of a guy that you might consider his mentor to a certain degree, Al Barkin, who will be coming up in a little bit. Corey started working under Al for a while and learned really everything that Al had to teach him in about a week. And since then, he's been an extremely reliable guy. If we need something done, if we need to run larger equipment, this is the guy to do it and tell other folks how to do it. He graduated through the PTech, Public Works Academy. He's a local guy, been here, I guess you were born here, right? High school, Bogey, and yeah, there you go. His hobbies include, he's a big basketball fan, he loves football. He's really pulling for the Bucks to go back to the Super Bowl sometime soon. Emphasis on soon. He's also a member of the FWMPCOA Region 4. Has two sons, 20 and 24, I think. 24-year-olds in the Army, right?
Yes, I know.
So if you would please help me congratulate Corey, 20 years of service.
Thanks, Lane. Next, I'd like to call up Sean Pinckney from Water Collection Maintenance. Sean is joined by his wife, Toshiko. Sean is one of those employees, I mean, you can't individualize any of our staff. And what you'll notice with the years of service, even though they've got a lot of tenure, they're still young. Some of them, I think, they started when they were 7 or 8. But Sean has been with us 20 years. Prior to working with the city, he was a chef at Bayfront Medical and Westminster Services. Sean is a lead person on our construction crews. He's a recent graduate of the Kona Leadership Program. He's a current student at St. Pete College, where he's majoring in industrial management. When he's not at work, we've got a lot of fisher persons. So Sean's one of those fishermen that likes to go out, enjoy sports, and just hanging out in downtown St. Pete. He's one of those that keeps our downtown thriving. His most memorable moment in being an employee was when Mayor Baker spent a half a day working at construction with him. I think he taught the mayor a lot about what we do out there. His goals is to finish his bachelor's degree. He wants to compete in the rib contest and perfecting his sauces in terms of being a national winner there. Please give me a round of applause for Sean Pinckney, 10 years of service. Thanks again, Sean. If I could call up Dale Alberts. John, will you join him? John Parks is his manager over our tech support. If you join us as well, please. Dale is what we call a construction inspector, too. He's been doing that for 8 years. He's a gentleman that's out there making sure all of our contractors are doing what they're supposed to do. For those of you who are familiar with that project on the south side, we're kind of messing up things over there, but it'll be better. This is the guy you want to call. Dale started off as a water lineman technician 17 years ago. He's a licensed Class 1 distribution system operator, which is an honor. That's a state-recognized license. He has a C class in water reclamation. He enjoys spending quality time with his wife and 4 daughters. Prior to working with us, Dale worked with Sun State, a courier. He's also a member of FWPCOA, so you probably want to know what that is. That's Florida Water Pollution Control Operators Association. So those are the men and women who treat water, wastewater. They're a member of that group, and those that work on the systems for us. He enjoys family time. Dale has plans at Quasi when he retires in another 20 years to split time between here and Tennessee. So please give me a round of applause for Dale for 25 years of service. Next, I'd like to recognize Lloyd Edwards, and if his supervisor and manager join us up here, greatly appreciate it. His manager is Charlie Wise, his supervisor is Randy Miller. What you see with Lloyd is what you get. Lloyd is a very quiet gentleman, but you know, there's always quiet before the storm, and he is definitely that. He works at our wastewater plant, affectionately Albert Whitted, over on the southeast part of town. I've not met an employee in my tenure that have had anything negative to say about Lloyd. Lloyd is well respected throughout our department, well received. He's been with us 30 years. He's currently a plant maintenance mechanic. His memorable moment was when he graduated from the apprentice program. I think right then he realized he was embarking upon a career that would provide for he and his wife and family. Again, if you look at him, you wouldn't think he had 30 years of service. He is a Grambling State graduate. Go Tigers, right? Okay. He loves to fish. Again, he had fish. We got a lot of fishermen in the Water Resource Department. He plays tennis, basketball, loves softball. He's a deacon at his church, which is Elim Seventh-day Adventist here in St. Pete. And Dale is just a go-getter and a team player. And I'm sure I echo the comments of his supervisor, Charlie and Randy. We are glad to have him. And when I talked to him recently about plans of retirement, he says no time soon. So we're glad to hear that. Welcome me, Lloyd Edwards. Wow, next, I'd like to call up Honorable Dr. Al Barkin. And Lane, you come back up with him, please. If we were to turn this microphone over, Al will tell you put every water main, wastewater line in the whole system. He's joined by his lovely wife, Rita. Good to see you again. Al is a graduate from high school up north, northern Florida, but he considered himself a St. Petersburg resident. He joined the Air Force shortly thereafter high school and subsequently started working in landscaping. And I have to admit, Al brought those tools of landscaping. We do tear up a lot of tree lawns, and we have to restore them, and he brings that skill to restoration. We greatly appreciated that. Al started with the city through the CETA program, so that kind of dates his time frame. 35 years of service. He started as a lead man in the wastewater group. In the last 20 years, which speaks volume of his leadership ability, Al has been one of our foremen. Al is soon to embark upon us, leave us rather, after 35 years. He's in the drop. He's probably scratching his head and wish he hadn't have done that because he wants to hang around a little more and give Lane and I a little more gray hair. But when he's not at work, he's an usher at St. Mark's Missionary Baptist Church. And I'm surprised he didn't wear a suit today because when he dresses up, oh boy, look out. Al likes sports cars, old sports cars. He loves the gospel and soul and classic. Loves playing baseball, enjoys watching football. There again is a diehard Buck fan supporting our Tampa Bay area sports. Please congratulate me, allow me to congratulate Al on 35 years of service. Congratulations again, Al. Lastly, I'd like to bring up Mr. Anthony Lee. Believe it or not, Anthony has 40 years of service. And again, he's one of those that has not thought about, he didn't join the drop, and he has no desire to retire anytime soon. When he's not working for us as a foreman, Anthony loves racing cars. He has a 1966 Dodge Dart. So I was like, whoa. So he's been with us 40 years. He's a member of Greater St. Paul Baptist Church. He plans to retire in the next 15 years, he says. And then he'll probably go out and try to join NASCAR and do some racing there. Anthony has been awarded many different things, and recently we were talking about the manager now. Anthony was part of the deployment crew that went down to Sunrise, Florida and helped out with the hurricane restoration project down there. He's been a member of FWPCOA for a number of years. He teaches at P-Tech in what we call a short school. So Anthony educates a lot of the men and women who are looking to get in our profession, specifically in his particular discipline. So he's been doing that for a number of years. He's been a foreman since 1995, again, a testament of his leadership skills and ability. You can't say enough about all the men. Unfortunately, we don't have any women this time being recognized, but again, Steve Levitt and I cannot do our job without all the wonderful work of the 320 plus men and women in Water Resource Department. So for people like Anthony with 40 years of service, we'd like to say thank you.
Something I should quickly say that I missed in my opening, the mayor is ill, like Steve and so many other people. And that's the only reason. That's about what it takes, a bed debilitating illness to keep him away from saying thank you for your service today. So I wanted to make sure that you know why he's not here and how much he appreciates you. And I also want to let all these fishermen know that I can help you out with that. Not everybody at the Times is giving us trouble.
Okay, before we close, our chair, Bill Dudley, would like to come up and say a few words.
I want to thank everyone for coming, and I love coming to these events. I'm sitting here looking at all the people and all the years of service. It's mind-boggling. 40 years in the job. I did 38. Boy, I can't believe 40, and holy cow. It's really an honor to be a part of this organization. Now, I'm an elected official, but I really, really do appreciate everything that everybody does for our community. We can't function. I know I say this every time we have one of these awards things, but we can't function without you. And not only do you do your job and do it efficiently, but most of you are very glad to be here by the testimony that somebody don't want to retire. That's good. And we appreciate that. And the community is totally indebted to all of you for what you do. And, you know, police and fire, you know, they do a great job, and they put their lives on the line every day. But, you know, all those water resources, city rec and parks department and all like that, our community can't survive without them. And we have the finest, I think every department we have in this city is, I can't believe there's a city anywhere that has a better organization than we do here in St. Petersburg. And I really do appreciate all your work. It's great to see so many people that I've known. I'm starting to feel old. I've taught about a third of you. But that's great. I really am so proud to live in this city, and knowing that all of you people that come here go to work every day and contribute to why it is a great community that I live in and that you live in. And again, thank you for everything. And my council member, would you like to say something? Councilmember Newt would like to say a few words. And again, thank you.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, my strength, O Lord, my Redeemer. Good morning, and I'm elated to be here. Sorry I was late, but we was cutting a ribbon on a little small grocery store over in an area of greatest need. But I'm happy to announce that the Walmart is officially open. It's packed with people, and they're spending money. That's a great thing, because it is all about jobs, and it's all about you today, and yeah, you appreciate it. You know, none of this stuff can happen. This city can't even function without you. Don't forget about that. No matter how much you think people look at you or look down on you or the hierarchy, it can't be done without you, period. That's what it's all about. And as elected officials, we try to make sure, and I swear to make sure and provide for everything that you need to get your job done. I emphasize the word need. And we're going to continue to do that. And we'll continue to try to make sure we keep and lure the best trained, best kept people and pay them and compensate them. That's what's important. Because you got families you got to take care of also. So that's it's important to us. I spent I think almost 3 hours yesterday with Mr. Mike Jeffries. I'm elated that he's taking the initiative to be proactive. And what I mean by that, he's taking initiative to go out with each elected official into the districts and into the Park and Rec Department to see what could be done and see what could be done better. We have a beautiful city here. We have a world-recognized Park and Rec facility, but as you know, my passion is we've arrested over 2,500 juveniles, babies in the last 10 months. That's a lot of kids. And if you're doing the math, it's about 250 a month, every month. So we can do a lot better, and we must do a lot better. I like to hear about all the people that was recognized for their monumental accomplishments and years of service, that they're giving back. They're going back tutoring and doing stuff for the kids. I myself too, born and raised right here in St. Petersburg. That man over there was my coach at Northeast High School when I was 15 years old. So yeah, he's dated. He's about 100. I'm gonna tell it, but it's important to see that people have a vested interest to the community, and they're tied to it, and they want to make sure it flourishes and it does what it's supposed to do for everybody. We're the 4th largest city in this state and the largest city in this county. Everybody, everywhere I go, Florida League of Cities, National League of Cities, Denver, Phoenix, Arizona, Seattle, we just got back from. They all look to St. Pete to see what St. Pete is doing. So you guys are St. Pete, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Closing our ceremony today will be our City Administrator, Gary Cornwell.
Hello again. We've been honoring our employees all morning, and just want to take a quick minute to also acknowledge the family members of our employees. I know several of them have been up here. As public servants, our job is to keep the city running and keep it beautiful, and sometimes that involves being out on rainy, nasty weather in the middle of the night, in the middle of hurricanes, and in the middle, anytime disaster occurs, and sometimes that's in the middle of the night, sometimes it's an inopportune time, sometimes it ruins family vacations. So we appreciate the fact that you share your family members with us so that we can get the job done for the rest of the citizens and keep this city looking and operating the way that it does. As usual, we have a few folks here that were on your program that did not come to the ceremony today for a number of reasons. Some are on vacation, some are working hard and would rather do that than be here. Some of them are just plain camera shy or audience shy. But I would like to make sure we recognize them, so I'm going to go ahead and read their names if you bear with me. I did add up the total years of service for all those that are on your program, and we've got some people with some big years, but total years of service is 1,310 years of service. That's it's like 3 centuries, guys. That's incredible. So bear with me. 45-year employee. We had a couple 40s, but we had a 45-year employee who did not come today. Clarnell Lattimore from engineering. That's our 45 years. Hand for Clarnell. 40 years of service from Water Resources, Michael Beach. We had 3 35-year folks that didn't make it to the ceremony today. From the city clerk's office, the records division, many of you may know, George Capoose. Parks and Recreation, Rob Valenti. And, yep, pass you guys. And from Water Resources, Robert Carruthers, 35 years. Our 30-year employees, from Fire and Rescue, we have James Green, Robert Inglis, Tim O'Donnell. That's it for Fire and Rescue. From ICS, Dolores Myers. And From police, Major Dee Karen, 30 years. Our 25-year employees. From engineering, Nancy Davis and Tom Samancic. From legal, Francis Scott. From fire and rescue, Jacob Nyhart. From police, Spyridon Lefkomotis. From procurement and supply management, Connie Clark. And from water resources, Brad Emmons and Frederick Martini. And our 20-year employees. From downtown facilities, actually here at Sunken Gardens, Stephanie Bowman. From engineering, Teresa Hicks. From fleet management, Harrison White. Golf courses, Brad Brepigal. Housing department, Cesar Soriano. From legal, Cynthia Ross. Parks and Recreation, Carol Benjamin. And got a few from police, Joseph Collins, Evelyn Mangan, Anthony McCoy, Patrick McGovern, and Matt McKinney. From sanitation, Alice Sanchez, William Trent. That's it. And from stormwater pavement and traffic ops, Richard Eads. Those are all our employees. Just give them all a hand. Again, I appreciate you all coming to our ceremony today on a rainy, kind of chilly day. Even though still, as we started the ceremony, this is still sunny St. Petersburg. It will be nice shortly. So with that, that concludes our program, and thank you very much.